Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make this beautiful crispy snapper with a loose homemade herb crust, brown butter, toasted hazelnuts, and a creamy brown rice pilaf. So without further ado, let's dive into this gorgeous recipe. Alright, so the first thing you're going to get started on in this recipe is mincing the onion and garlic. Then you're going to strip a few stems of fresh thyme for the leaves. After that, you're going to lightly cook or sweat the onions, garlic, and picked thyme in a sauce pot with a splash of olive oil for 2 to 3 minutes, and it should be on medium to high heat. After that, you're going to add in the brown rice and cook for another 2 minutes or so, just to give the rice a little bit of toasted flavor. But after that, you're going to add in the chicken stock, and once that's in there, give this a stir and cook the pilaf for 15 to 20 minutes until the rice becomes tender. Alright, so while the pilaf is cooking away, it's time to make some really good homemade breadcrumbs. So in a food processor, add the parsley, rosemary, basil, half of a garlic clove, and the torn bread. After that, you're going to pulse it until it resembles the texture of breadcrumb you desire, but here I'm going a little overboard for a velvety crumble kind of texture. But when the seasoned breadcrumbs have come together, you're going to transfer them to a baking tray and put them into a 375-degree oven until they are golden brown and wonderfully crispy. Alright, so finally we get to the fish part. So here I'm just going to simply clean up some of the snapper into presentable little portions, almost kind of like diamond shapes, just by trimming some of the belly of the snapper and a small snippet of the tail and the collar area, but really not too much. Like I said, this is a presentation thing, so definitely no worries if you just want to cut it in half. But make sure to always watch out for those pesky pin bones. Once you are done beautifying the fish, you're going to season them with a good pinch of salt, then get a large nonstick or seasoned carbon saute pan on high heat with a splash of oil and begin to pan fry the snapper until the cooked side down is nice and crispy. Shouldn't take any longer than about 5 to 7 minutes with snapper portions as petite as these, but really during the process you want to add in a little bit of butter and rosemary to give some floral aroma elements to the fish, along with some hazelnuts, and finally a generous squeeze of lemon juice for a citrus pop. Okay, so as soon as the fish is done cooking, it's time to quickly finish the pilaf with a little mascarpone cheese, or even some heavy cream would work just fine, along with some Parmesan cheese and a handful or two of sliced spinach. Give this a stir to quickly wilt the spinach, then it's time to plate. Here I'm just going to place a few spoonfuls of the creamy pilaf down on the center of the plate, followed by the crispy snapper snuggled right on top of that, a drizzle of the zesty brown butter and toasted hazelnuts, and finally a delicate touch of the homemade crispy herb breadcrumbs with a petite basil. And that's it. This is a gorgeous looking crispy snapper for the holiday season. Oh, okay. All right, so I'm done with the what am I calling this? Pan-fried snapper with creamy brown rice pilaf. That's probably gonna be the title of this video. I just absolutely love cooking fish. That was probably the station that I worked the most. It takes a lot of finesse, but it's also really fast-paced because it's not like you're cooking a big thick piece of meat. Fish meat tends to be very delicate and flaky, so mastering the art of cooking fish, it's always something that I'm trying to improve upon. But I'm gonna dive in, I'm gonna quit yapping and dig in and see how it tastes. Get a little bit of the risotto. Man, this is a beautiful looking dish too. Very aesthetically pleasing. Very savory. Ooh, the rice is really, really good. Really creamy, crispy textures. I really love the idea of finishing a dish like this with the crispy breadcrumbs just right at the end, because it gives the dish kind of this really sort of matte, crispy texture. And it's not a traditional, you know, breaded fish. It's kind of a play on that. The brown rice sort of pilaf or risotto, as I'm calling it, is to die for. So good. When you mix a little bit of the crispy breadcrumbs into the risotto or into the pilaf, so good. Adds a wonderful like crunchy texture to a creamy, you know, already really creamy texture. All in all, this is a great dish. Really, really fantastic dish for the holidays, especially for all those fish lovers out there who tend to be neglected around this time of year. So hopefully this inspired you guys to get in the kitchen, cook some fish, and just experiment with flavors like this and kind of think outside the box of Thanksgiving and what Christmas tends to put us in. So if you guys did enjoy this recipe, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up. Comment down below for future video requests, things you want to see on my channel. Leave questions down below for future food talks and Q&As that I'm going to be doing. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time with another delicious recipe. Later, guys.